viewers, welcome to the General Knowledge for Bible Quiz. Today's lesson will be on human nature. So let's prepare ourselves as we start this lesson. So let me ask you this question. What are we by nature? We pause for a moment while we discuss among yourselves and with your officers. What are we by nature? So what are we by nature? Are we a bunch of atoms and molecules? Or are we a blobs of bones, liquids and flesh? Or are we just a collection of energy? So what are we? Let me tell you this story to start with. This story may come common, or someone has heard it before, or some of you has heard it before. So this is a story about the creation of the universe, or at least Earth. So on day one, God created Earth, the space, the time and the light. The second day, He created the atmosphere, the air that we breathe. The third day, He created dry land and put the plants on it. On the fourth day, He created the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets that revolves around. On the fifth day, He created the sea creatures and the flying creatures in the air. And on the sixth day, He not only created the land animals, but He created something wonderful. Humans. He created humans not because He needed to, but because He wanted to. So from here, what are we by nature? We are by nature His creations. But to take it further, let's look at this. The first creation that He created was Adam and Eve. And if we look in the Bible, let's turn our Bible to Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 to 27. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea, and the birds in the sky, over the livestock, and the wild animals, and over all the creatures that moves along the ground." So God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them. So you can see here that He emphasized that God created male and female, humans. He created the mankind in His own image. So, now we know we are created in His image, in God's image. Isn't that something so wonderful? Wow, to know that we are created in God's image. As you can see here in the photo, in the painting done by Michelangelo, a famous painter. So, what does it mean to be created in the image of God? Let's pause here and take a minute to discuss among your peers and with officers. What does it mean to be created in the image of God? So, what does it mean to be created in the image of God? It means we are able to make free choices, to have free will to do anything that we want, to be able to love, to create like Him, to reason, to express emotions, and to live in harmony with all God's other creations. So that is what it means if we are created in His image. But us as humans, do you think we are living in harmony with the creations? I don't think it's 100% that we're living in harmony with the creations of God. See, there are so many wars that is going on. There's so many things. There are people fighting each other. So it begs the question, to the very core, what are we by human nature as well? So let me throw you this question to start another discussion going. If you have all the freedom to do anything you want, what would you do? Let's pause for a moment as you discuss with your peers and your officers. So, if we are given all the freedom to do anything that we want, I'm sure that we will want to do something nasty, something naughty. We want to do something that is against God's intention for us. To rebel against God. If given the chance, we want to be God, right? Since we are created in His image, we want to be God. Imagine with a snap of a finger, riches and wealth will come to you. With a snap of a finger, you can be anywhere around the world. So if we are given that freedom, we would do that. But God created us for a purpose. As I said, God created us in His image, not because He needs to, because He wants to. Because He wants to have a relationship with His creation. So, it is our responsibility to seek for help. From who? Of course, from our Creator. To look at the nature that we are to model against. Ultimately, to love unconditionally, like God. So God help us through His words, by revealing Himself through the prophets, through the saints, through the people in the Old Testaments, to the writers in the New Testaments, to show us how we can strive to be the best person that we can by human nature. Only by God's help and by doing God's will, our human nature will be expanded to its fullest capability or wonders to love God and to love one another. So, let me leave you with this question. What does it mean to be a part of a bigger something than ourselves? What are some things that we do which displays God's image? Why do you think we do bad things? How does God help us when we do bad things? So these are the reflection questions that I leave it with you as you discuss with your peers and your officers. And hopefully, by this lesson, you will know what are we by nature. So thank you once again for staying on to the lesson, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.